Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for such a wonderful poem. And we are getting to the real deal of the program, the reason why we all came. And I want to use this opportunity and appreciate each and every one of you for taking your time and coming to celebrate this great event. I want to assure you that you're writing history. Amen. The fact that you came to contribute in history. Because the book that you're seeing on the table, or the book that we all came here to celebrate, is history indeed. It's not seen. Like when you plant a seed, you don't see it in the natural sense. But when the seeds start growing, that's when everybody starts seeing it. So you're sowing a seed that in the fullness of time is going to grow. So thank you for coming. I want to thank everybody. I may not mention your name. I want to thank my friends that have come. I want to thank Kizito from UK. I have a friend, Kizito Leacock. Put your hands together for... he's one of the guys that helped me edit my book, and we worked together in this book. So he worked a lot regarding this. And then we have so many of us here, so I may not mention all of your name, but I want to say thank you. I want to thank my colleague there. I have my two colleagues that we always have fun together during lunchtime. So it's... we have Thierry, these are the nickname we call Thierry, and then we have LeBlanc. Yeah, so these are my two intimate guys at work. So I want to thank my brother Joshua, and thank everybody. I want to also thank this is the president of Cameroonian Association in Kiev. So put your hands together.
Put your hands together, please. Yes.
Thank everybody, thank all of you. So most especially, I want to thank, and really with a sincere heart of gratitude, thank the guests for coming. I'll thank our consular, Mr. Nwachuku.
Put your hands together. Oh, yes.
Yeah, for coming to this program, and it's really an honor. Indeed, I would say I really appreciate it. And I want to thank our pastor, Pastor Ovi. Yeah, so he's a doctor by profession. He's a surgeon by profession. So he's a pastor, and he's working in the land of Ukraine as well with the ministry.
Please put your hands together for him, please. Don't wait. As he's talking, be putting your hands together, please. Thank you.
So I want to thank I don't know how to put it, but these are my parents. And these are my spiritual parents, and these are my physical parents, that by looking at them and without listening to them or without them saying anything is a boast to my life.
Put your hands together for that. It's the boss. Put your hands. Your hands. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, even when I was writing this book, I was thinking about them. They were the major thing that was pushing me to go ahead. So when a pastor, like my mother, she read the book, I was just saying, if it come a time, she said, if nothing is not good, I will not publish the book. But she read it, and every information she gave was so positive that says, go ahead, we are behind you. So, and it's a kind of energy that, I don't know, it can take me millions of years to accomplish that, but that alone is something I cannot reward back. And I want to say I'm so much grateful for this opportunity given to me. I have done nothing to deserve this, but I say thank you so much.
Put your hands together, please.
And briefly, I have the speech I had to make. It's just a short saying about the 7 kind of knowledge. Then our father in the house is going to speak. So just 7 kind of knowledge. What is it all about? Many of us will be asking that, what is 7 kind of knowledge? There are several types of knowledge, but you may not know about it. So how did I came across the word? Because I was studying, and I realized that I was studying the word of God, and I realized that there's several types of knowledge. But God laid in my heart to share with the world 7 most important type of knowledge. So when you go to the Greek, because the word came from the Greek version of the Bible, like the Greek original word. So when you go to the Greek, you will see there are a lot of names that are signifying or talking about knowledge. So if you take the English version, if you go to the English word, it says knowledge. The same thing in French, it says knowledge. It's the same thing like when we say love, there is different kind of love. We have the agape, we have the philia, we have the different type of love. The same thing happened in English. So in English, we have different type of knowledge. But when you go to the word, you just tell somebody knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. They don't know what they're talking about. If you go to the scripture, the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. So God says that you are perishing for lack of knowledge, not him, not God making you to perish. He said, man, your problem is not me, but you, because you lack knowledge. And another verse, he says that if you ask God for knowledge, God is going to give you knowledge. So it looked like a paradox. You ask God that you are asking me that I'm perishing for the lack of knowledge, of which you are supposed to give me the knowledge. Why not you just give me the knowledge? So do you understand that there is a knowledge that God gives you, and there is a knowledge that is impacted to you spiritually, and there is a knowledge you go for? You get it? So, which means that your liberty in life will never come unless you get knowledge. And unless you get the right knowledge, you will never be free. Because for sure, you can't get what you don't know. So you only get what you know. And there is a knowledge that when you get that knowledge, you become the thing you know. And that's one of the highest kind of knowledge written in the book. Like, for example, you have a lot of people that maybe, or let's say if you go to heaven, let's say something happened, by God's grace, you go to heaven. By God's grace, yeah, you go to heaven. God will not come to you and introduce that, sir, I am God, the Father. By seeing God, you will know it's God. There will be no protocol. There will be nothing you become. So there is a level of knowledge that when you see even love, you know it's love. Nobody needs to introduce you that, sorry, sir, this is love. You become the thing as a result of what you know. So there is a knowledge that talk about, the Bible talk about the gift of word of knowledge. The word there is gnosis. So it's a gift of gnosis. This is a kind of supernatural insight into the physical realities of life. So you may not know, like you may not ask, how did you know about this? But supernaturally, he has been endowed with a certain power to have that. So there are several types. And then there is another knowledge that you have to work for. So in this book, I gave the different type, like the different steps that you can apply to get this knowledge. Because unless you get knowledge, you can never be free. Believe me, God will never free you unless you decide to be free. Because he has done everything. He went on the cross, he said, it is finished. He put his hand and he went back to the Father. Say, Father, des vidania. You get it. So it's left now for us to do our measure role. So knowledge has been given unto us. This book you're about to get, if you cannot read it, you can ask somebody to help you, even translate it to you. It's going to impact your life. It's going to change your life. You get it? So it's going to change everything about you. So briefly, that's just what I want to say. But with time, when you read it, I believe you're going to be blessed. So
put your hands together for him, please. You don't need to. He has already explained everything. Put your hands together for him.
So I want to use this opportunity and invite on the platform a very great man of God. He's a man of God that has influenced the land of Ukraine spiritually and physically. He's a man of God that has been a controversial topic to the mind of people. Like people say that, oh, this man, you're going into politics and so on. He's a man of God that have changed. I usually say he's a kind of father into another, a father of a different dimension, helping the church to go beyond the four walls, helping us to go beyond things that beyond traditions, like what you know about church, about Christianity. He's a man of God that have stand and break those bounds. And today I'm happy to be part to be under such man, and to listen to him and to have the opportunity to hear this that many people don't have. So I want to introduce our father in the house, a great man of God, Pastor Sunday Adelaja. Can you rise up on your feet as he speaks to us? Come on, put your hands together.
Thank you, everybody. Please have your seat. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming to honor a friend, a brother, a colleague, and a history maker. To start with, I would like to say I have had the privilege of purchasing my 10 copies. of the book. So, will you all present in the hall be kind enough to raise your copy? Will you raise your copies? Where are your copies? Only one person raising the copy. Okay, how can we get them? Who is planning to come get the book? Who is planning to get his own copy of the book? You planning to? You planning to? You want to do it right now?
Why not take the books to them?
Okay. I don't know. Well, if they want to do it now, you have your money ready? How much is it? Girls, how much is it? To engrave how much? You can buy it for minimum of how much? You can give any amount. It could be 1,000, it could be 100, but what's the minimum?
The minimum is, if I say, 250.
250 engraved?
Yes, sir. But for people on the high table, maybe $250 and above.
Yes, okay.
Yes, it's okay.
All right, 250 is the minimum, 250 grivne. So anybody who is so hungry to get his own, go get it, go get it. Or you want to go ahead and give them? There is a time to do that? Okay, they said there is a time to do that, so we don't want to break the rules and the protocol. But I want you to know, I've gone ahead and get some copies. I took 10, so because I want to be able to give them to people, and I advise you to be able to do the same thing as well, to be able to give copies of the book to different people. So can we all understand English? If you don't understand English, you can come here. Tony Padma Paruski Mojan Soda Pere says, one Budu Pere Wadit. So if you don't speak English, you could come here. Somebody will be there to translate for you. I want to acknowledge again Dr. John Muzam. I want to say you are a doctor. So I'm not going to be saying John or Brother John or John. It's Dr. John. So I think some people might want to remember that. The Bible adjoins us to do that. It says, give honor to whom honor is due. So if somebody has worked for his honor, he deserves to receive that honor. If he has sacrificed for that honor, he deserves to receive that honor. Anybody that has done something you have not done deserves to be recognized for what they've done. Anybody that have paid the price and have gone further in life than you have gone, you don't just say, oh, we are buddies, we are friends. No, even though you are friends, but he's done something you've not done. Give that honor. Give that respect. Give that recognition. Why is that necessary? Because if you recognize greatness, there is a chance for you could become great one day. If you don't recognize greatness, then you will just become, you will be thinking, because you are close to greatness, because you are familiar with greatness, you'll be thinking you are on the same level, but you are not. You are not. So if you recognize greatness, then you have aspiration to become like that. And then if you recognize greatness as well, you can tap from the greatness that is before you. You could learn something. For example, as long as you are seeing him as Brother John or just John, hi John, well, he will just be doing the same thing to you. Hi, how are you? But if you tell him, John, you are a doctor right now. You are a doctor. And you are writing all these books. I don't know how you do it. You are recognizing him. You are recognizing, you are acknowledging his achievements. Then you say, please, could you tell me a few things about how I could get to where you are? But for you to do that, you must first of all be able to know that somebody has done something that you have not done. There are a few ways we receive greatness. Like we have come now to celebrate. We are not here because of me. We are not here because of my wife. We are not here because of pastor. We are here because of somebody who is an achiever. He has achieved, and we're not here for you because we are celebrating an achiever. Why did we come? Did we just come because he looks nice? No, because did we come here just because he looks nice? No, we came here because he has achieved something. So we are celebrating with him, but we also want to acknowledge that achievement. And then we stand a chance of emulating that greatness. So, Dr. John, very proud of you, especially you living in a country that is not English speaking. I'm not even sure I would have written a book If I were living here, I'm not sure I would have written a book in English, because you will be thinking, okay, why should I write a book in Ukraine in English? Wait a minute, who will read it? Then it's okay, maybe I will write a book here in English and take it to America or to England or to Africa to sell, but that's not his own approach. He's finding a way where there is no way. That's another kind of thinking. That's another kind of thinking, because most people will think, no, it's not going to sell enough. Then it's not going to make economic sense. I might be at a loss. So that way you are curtailing your potentials, because you are saying, okay, nobody will buy it, so you are not going to do it. Then you will never be able to release that ability, that capacity. You will not be able to exploit yourself and the ability you have. The gifts will not be revealed. I'm just thinking, when I saw his first book, then I'm seeing his second book, I'm thinking, this guy is thinking differently. There's something going on for him. And many people just look at him and say, John, hi, oh, he's a funny guy, oh, different guy. But they are not tapping into his unique type of thinking. People are not seeing his uniqueness, his overcoming barriers. And, the key to greatness in life is the ability to be able to see barrier before you and not stop. Most people, 98% of the people in the world will stop when they see any form of barrier. But he sees one barrier, bypasses it, jumps over it, goes under it, he overcomes barriers. There's people like that you want to learn from. It's people like that you want to follow. So besides writing in English language, there are a lot of barriers. How do you distribute them? How do you print them? How do you circulate them? How many people have done a book launch in Ukraine before? It's a new thing, So you are a barrier breaker. You are a history maker. So that's why I'm recognizing you are Dr. John. Dr. John. So we want to learn from you. We want the young people to learn from you. Because other barriers are, I'm a black man here. Or people will say this about me. What do you want to take? But you are breaking that barrier as well. Oh, then I'm from Cameroon, where English language is just the second language. But he's broken that barrier as well. Look at him differently. Because what you see is what you get. If you look at him and only see John, you only will say, John. But if you look at him and see a barrier breaker, it could give you ideas on how to break your own barriers. It could give you ideas on how to overcome your hindrances. It could give you ideas on how to go to the next level in your own life. If you look at him and say, how could you come here as a student, and now he's a teacher, as a lecturer, he's a professor in that same university where he's studying. That is another record right there. Wow, how many black people are doing that? Hey, wait a minute. I don't know any other black guy who has come here to be a student in the university and now becoming a professor in that university. That is something we need to learn from. Kudos. Respect. He's a history maker. So we have come here to celebrate an achiever. A history maker. This book had never seen the world before. The world has never seen this book before. It took courage to give birth to what the world had never seen before. I've been living in this world for close to 50 years. I never gave birth to it. Millions and billions of people are living right now in the world today. Nobody gave birth to this book. Billions before us have lived before nobody dared to give birth to this book. He gave birth to it. Is he not a history maker? Write that book. So that's one of the reasons why we must get the book, buy the book, to connect with that grace. I want to read it to connect with the wisdom that is there, to see something that he saw that I didn't see. What made him to say it? Why didn't I say it? How can I stand on his shoulder to see other things that I have not seen so far? Learn to stand on the shoulder of people who have done something. Don't see yourself as too big. Don't see yourself as too clever to do that. We learn every day. Life is a school. And that's why I want to continue the message of my wife. I didn't know that's what she was going to talk about. She spoke about why we need to read, why we need to write, why we need to release our artistic gifts and our potential in general. And I also plan, and I want to, of course, recognize what, I didn't know our diplomat here, Pastor Mr. Nwashuku, is consul, our consular, he's a preacher. You got me. You got me shouting. I don't know if you are going to be a consular for too long any longer. I am not sure of that. I think you might join me in the campaign very soon. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. My speech today, I'm going to make it snappy because I'm going to write a book on this. The book is going to come out this year. I'm going to title my message, Why I Write Books. Why Dr. John writes his books, and why you must write yours. Why I write my books, why Dr. John writes his books, and why you must write your books. Why you must write your books as well. I'm going to give just snappy points one by one. Number one, why you must write your books. Why we write our books, and why you must write your book. Number one, because a book will outlive you. When you are no more here, the book will still be living. Number two, why you must write your book. A book will outlast you. What does that mean? Even though you are still alive, you are still here, but when you are incapacitated for one reason or the other, when you are no more capable, when you don't last, your book will last. A book will outlast you. Next point. Why do we write our books? And why must you write your book? A book will go to places you will never go. There are too many countries in the world today that you will never be able to go to. There are too many cities in the world today that you will never be able to go to. In Ukraine today, there are so many towns and villages that you will never, even though you live in Ukraine, but you will never be able to go there. But there are people living there that need what you carry, that need what is in you. A book will go for you to places you will never be able to go. Next point. Why do we write books? And why must you write yours? A book will not just go to places where you cannot go, but through books, you could stay in places that physically you will not be able to stay in. Your book will stay for you. A book will stay in a place where you will not be able to stay there. Let's say you visit Africa right now, but you need to come back here. But when you have a book, you could stay back there through your book while you come back here. So a book will stay in a place when you cannot stay there. Why do we need to write books? Why do you need to write your own book? And why do we write ours? A book will travel easier than you will travel. Madam, before you could travel, hello, are you here? Before you could travel, you need to dress. How many hours does that take? A few hours? You think so? You think so? Yes, I think so. Ladies, they need a few hours to dress. That is not so easy. It's not so comfortable. I know. I text my wife sometime to dress, yeah. So it's not so easy to travel. But dressing is just the lighter part. For you to travel, you need to go to the airport. Take some hours. I think so. Then when you get to the airport, how many hours do you need to wait? Ooh, you might need to wait for a few hours. Then if you have crossover, you wait in Amsterdam for a more few hours. Then you need to come back and come in. It's even not convenient. But your book will travel every day, every minute, without the discomfort and inconvenience. A book will travel easier than you will ever travel. Then let me tell you something. A book will travel cheaper than you will ever travel. You know how much it costs to go to Africa these days? It costs a few dollars. It costs a few dollars.
Of course.
Maybe not a few dollars, maybe a few thousands. A book will go without those dollars. A book will go without those thousands. It's easier, it's cheaper. And let me tell you something, it's faster. The book will travel faster than I and you, princess. Okay. You know you have a husband who is a Superman, but the book will do better. The book will do better. That book will do better. You will do better than your husband. You will do better than your husband. That book will do better. No matter what a Superman you are, no matter what a Superwoman you are, the book will beat you at it. The book will beat you to it. It will travel faster, it will travel easier, it will travel cheaper. Do you know the book will go to so many places at the same time? So many directions, so many countries, so many cities? Like we are living here right now. John will remain and go to his own house. But the book will first go to different houses. We'll travel to so many cities at one time while John is sleeping. Mm-hmm. Is that not so? Is that not so? Is that not so? That's why you must write your own book. You are a good master of ceremony. Is that MC they call it? Yeah. Is that what they call it? Do you have another name for it? MC. Huh? What do you call it? MC. You need to write a book about that thing. How do you do it? We need to learn. We need to learn how you do it. How do you get everybody laughing? How do you get everybody clapping? Is there a secret to it? I don't know. You know it. You tell us. You tell us. So let's be continue. Why do I write books? Why does John write books? And why you must write your own? Why must you write your book? A book, and this is my greatest argument. My greatest argument is that, you know, God is a good God. I mean, God is a great God. My dear counselor, do you think God is a great God? Do you think He's all powerful? Yes, sir. He's all powerful? I think He's all powerful. You think He created the universe? Yeah? You think He created the universe, or you think like atheists do? I think it's God who created the universe, not atheists, not what atheists believe. Not Big Bang. Yeah, not Big Bang. God created. How many of you think God can really do anything? God could actually do anything. God could do anything. Okay. But you know what happened? God gave us His Son to save the world. But when His Son was taken out of the world, you know what He did? He left us with His book. Couldn't He do some more miracles? Couldn't He do something more spectacular? Couldn't He do something spectacular? More spectacular, like a miracle. Like send some miracles like that. Some big bang. And just make everybody to know what they need to know. Some miracle, some supernatural thing. Couldn't He just send some fire, some lightning, some rain, some angels to stand beside everybody and be reciting? You have some birds, some... Can it? Why books? The only thing God could come out with, the only solution God could come out with, the only solution God could come out with for mankind, God's only solution, when His Son is gone, when God is no more physically present here, the only solution he could come out with, God is almighty. He could think about different inventions and solutions. But the only solution he was able to come up with is book. Does that tell you books are important? God, even in any religion, in Christianity, they have a God book. It's called Bible. In Quran, they have a God book. It's called Islam. It's called Quran. In Buddhism, they have their own God book. In Hinduism, they have their own God book. A God in every language, in every religion, only coming with one answer: books. If all gods could not come out with better answer to make their presence felt, and people to think about them and worship them only through books, well, I'm not stupid. I'm going to copy him. Yeah, huh? I'm going to copy him. I'm not stupid. I'm going to copy him. If that's the only thing God could come out with, and I can do the same thing, he didn't give me the capacity to be able to do the same thing for nothing. I'm going to take advantage of it. God wants to immortalize himself. You know the way he did it? He gave a book. God wants people to remember him. And you know what he did? He came up with the solution of a book. God wants people to always talk about him forever and ever for generations. This God has been living for human beings have been living only through book. How do I get myself immortalized? How do you get yourself immortalized? How do you get yourself remembered? How do you get yourself spoken about for generations to come? God only had one solution. He gave us his book. That guy is smart. That doctor, he is smart. He is smart. Nobody is going to talk about you when they look about this book. You know who they are going to talk about when they look about this book? They are not going to talk about me. You know, anybody takes this book, who they are going to talk about? About you? You think about you? When I pick up that book, do you think I'll be thinking about you? I'll be thinking about you. I'll be thinking about the author. I'll be thinking about him. Yeah. So even though you came here to celebrate, we are not going to be thinking about you when we see this book. We're going to be thinking about the person who wrote it. Yeah. You want to immortalize yourself? Write your own book. Write your own book. Write your own book. Next point. A book is your presence. Your presence without the energy. For you to be present anywhere, you need to utilize and use some energy. Energy to wake up. Energy to even get the willingness. To even have the mood. To even travel. You need the money energy. You need the emotional energy. You need the spiritual energy. You need the physical energy for you to be present anywhere. But the book can be present for you without the energy. You don't need to exert any energy. And you could be present in hundreds of places at the same time without that energy. Why should you write your book? And why do we write books? Through books, you can get your message out without wasting time and efforts. You can, whatever you are thinking, whatever is in your mind, that is your message. Whatever you have experienced, what are the pains you've gone through? What are the lessons you've learned in life? What are the joy that you have experienced? What are the concerns that have visited you? What are the doubts that have come to your mind? What are the questions about life that have visited you? What has left a mark on you? What is it you have experienced nobody else has experienced? Those things become your message. so you know and you have what to write about. You grew up in a family I didn't grow up in. That's a topic for you. You walk the street I didn't walk there. That's a topic for you. You live in the city I never lived in. That's a topic for you. You met people I never met. That's a topic for you. You lived in a house I never lived. That's a topic for you. Went to school I didn't go to. That's a topic for you. You spoke the language I don't speak. That's a topic for you. You experienced what I didn't experience. That's a topic for you. You experienced disappointment I didn't experience it. That's a topic for you. You experienced some joy I didn't experience. That's a topic for you to write about. All of us have a message. And that message could be immortalized. Everything you've ever gone through in your journey of life. You are only passing by. By the time you have gone, will anybody know? Will anybody remember you've been here? Will anybody remember you've been here? Well, you might think, yeah, my friends will remember. What about when they die? Well, my children will remember. Well, how long will they live? 100 years? 200? What about when they are gone? Who will remember you? Well, I have grandchildren and grandchildren. Oh, good idea. Maybe you could tell me, who was your grandfather and grandmother 5 generations ago? Will you tell me their names, their first name and second name? Who wants to tell me that? 5 generations back? You don't remember anybody. The only way you remember people is to do what God did. Write your book. Even the blood that is flowing in you, you don't remember them. Are you thinking anybody's going to remember? You forget. You are living in illusion while you are here right now. You think it's always going to be like that. Do you ever know anybody who's died before? Your friends or acquaintances? Do you just sit down every day and thinking about them, to remember them, to make sure you remember them? Only them you have been thinking about? Nobody thinks about anybody. You die, you have finished. Kaput. You've gone. That's it. For anybody to remember you, you must do something about it yourself while you're still here. That's why this man will never be forgotten. He has released something. A book is more important than a child. Ooh. Women don't like that message. Women don't like that message. A book is more important than a child. A book is more important than a wife. A book is more important than your husband. Some of you, I see the girls laughing. I see the ladies laughing, talking to each other. Some of you want to marry, but you don't want to write books. You get your priority wrong. You got your priority wrong. Because after you marry, finish. In the next 10, 4, 5 generations, those children that came out of you, the children, grandchildren, just like you don't remember now. You know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. Just like you don't remember where you came from. Who was your grandfather, mother, 5 generations away. That's the same way your own people too will kaput and forget about you. They don't even know you'll be here before. It's unfair. And you are thinking you live for them. Self-deception of the highest order. Self-deception of the highest order. If you don't want people to forget you, even your own children that will come out of your bosom, write your book. The book is more important than your children. The book is more important than your spouse. It's more important than your husband, your wife. Because when they are all gone, they're forgotten about it. When you die, your wife will marry another woman. Your husband will marry another woman. You have kaput, you have gone, you have finished on. But when you write your book, the book will live for generations. I'm sorry, is my time over? Is time over? It's almost. Let me know. My wife wants me to go home. She enjoys my company better than when I preach, you see. She enjoys my company. She wants me to drop the microphone and go home with her, you see. and read the book, you see. I was thinking, go home and write another book. I was thinking, go home and write another book, princess. I was thinking, going home and write another book. But she wants me to read one before I write another one. I got the message. Will you tell me they want to read the title? The same kinds. I got it. I bought 10 of them. I think I should be able to read at least one of those 10. Yeah. Okay. Why do we write books? And why do you need to write your book? Why do you write books? Books are persuasions. Books are persuasions. These are persuasions. This is a bunch and a collection of persuasions. Why should somebody else impose their own persuasions upon me? Why nobody gets to know my own persuasions? Life is for enriching each other. I'm supposed to read other people's persuasions, and then I'm supposed to bless other people by giving them the opportunity to know about my persuasions. It's a symbiotic relationship. So I'm supposed to be able to learn from other people's persuasions, then other people are supposed to learn and be enriched by my own persuasions as well. Now, when you take this book, you will get to know Pastor Dr. John and his persuasions. But will he ever get to know about your persuasions? Will I ever get to know about your persuasions? Will my princess ever get to know about your persuasions? Well, I'm sorry. If you don't write those books, we might not. It's like we know you are here, but we never get to know you. That's what persuasions do. Now, why do we write books? Book is a representation of belief systems. Every one of us represents a school of thought and a belief system, one way or the other. What is your own belief system? When you sit down to write a book, it affords you the opportunity to gather your thoughts, to think and meditate about your belief systems, and then to be able to arrange them, and then to be able to package them, and then be able to share them with your generation. Books are mind molders. The reason why you dress the way you dress is because somebody molded your mind. Yeah. The reason why you have that haircut is because somebody molded your mind. The reason you talk the way you talk is because somebody molded your mind. Whose minds are you molding? That's why you must write your book. Books are meant to uproot and plant virtues and values. Books are meant to uproot wrong values. When you walk about the street of Kyiv and Ukraine, do you see wrong value system all around you? Challenge them. Write something to confront them. Uproot the wrong value systems around you. Don't just swallow everything wrong around you. Do something about it. You don't need to throw your fist in the air. You don't need to fight with anybody. Sit down and pen something down. Each time you write, you uproot some wrong value system, belief systems and value systems and values and virtues. And whenever you write, you plant some other values, uprooting the wrong value systems in the society and planting the right value systems. Let us be not just mind molders, but society changers, history makers, difference makers. And books afford us with such opportunities. We are all meant to be change agents. But through books, you could make yourself into change agents multiplied many times over. Every day, every moment. Change agents, books change us. You could be in your home, becoming change agents in America. Amen. Be here in Ukraine, becoming change agents in Africa. Amen. Through books, you are a change agent. I have, how many books, how many points did I give you?
I have 16.
You have 16 princess? My consular, 17. You have 17. Maybe I should give you 3 more to make it 20.
20-something.
No. I wanted to stop, but I think I should give you maybe up to 10. You think I should give 3 more to make it 20? Or 4 more to make it 20? Or it's enough? I should give you just 4 more? Or the time is over? My time is over for 4 more?
No.
I could give you 4 more? Yes. If I don't have your permission, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to stop. Yes, sir. I can give you more? He gave me something. I respect it. He's the owner of the day, so he's in charge. I'm going to follow his instructions. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to follow his instructions. Yeah. Okay, the next point, that could be 17? Yeah. Okay.
Actually 18.
Okay, or 17 or 18, I don't know what. Next point. Through books, you create followers and disciples for yourself. Don't just live for yourself. Don't tell me followers and disciples. Followers and disciples through books. Don't tell me that you are only living for yourself. A leader without a follower, without followership, a leader without followers is failure. Perpetual failure. Because you are not living perpetually. But when you have followers and disciples, Jesus had disciples, Muhammad had disciples, Buddhists had disciples, Socrates had disciples. No, all the philosophers, Hegel had disciples. All the philosophers have disciples. That is why they live for ages. And they live for life and eternity. Will you live for life and eternity? Through books, you could raise a myriad of followers and disciples that will continue you and your life. That's why religion is so powerful. Creates followers. Followers live forever. Means you live forever. Write that book. That number 18 now? Why you need to write your book? A book creates influence and popularity for you. Yes. It's an inspire. Influence and popularity. Influence and popularity. Influence and popularity. Just because you sat down and wrote something down. What can books do for you? A book is a way of giving to somebody in one day a lifetime experience. You can become a life giver. Each time I write a book, I am 47 years old now. I am giving you 47 years of experience. 47 years of experience in one book that you could read in 2 hours. Through book, you are enriching people with decades of life experience. When it's 20, let me know. Is it 20? That's 20?
For him
One
it's
more?
20, yeah.
For him, it's 20. For you, now?
19.
19. One more for you? Okay. Yeah. For my princess, for my wife, I'm going to do that. Yeah. Through a book, you make friends for generations and in every generation. Socrates, have you ever heard of Socrates? Have you ever heard of Socrates? What about his disciple, or what was his name? Plato. Have you ever heard of Plato? Yeah, Platon. Have you ever heard of Plato? Are they living in Kiev? Through books, through their writings, you live 4 generations and make friends in generation. In every generation. So, I hope by coming here, Dr. John has taught us something. And one of the things he has taught us, which I simply underline, is don't just live and eat and go to toilet and eat and go to toilet and eat and go to sleep and eat and wake up and eat and die one day. Put a memory of yourself. Leave a monument and a memorial of yourself with your own hands. You know yourself better. All the obituaries they are going to write about you later on, it will not be perfect, it will not be exact, it will not even be near. They will only be guessing what you could be or what you want to. But leave your own pamятник, what do you call it? Leave your own monument and leave your own monument and what do you call it? Leave your own monument. You know the way that guy they just removed Lenin from town? Leave your own monument with your own statue, with your own hand before you leave. Nobody will do a better job than you. Thank you, sir.
Put your hands together. 20 points of knowledge. Why you must write a book. Wow. What a wonderful. Beautiful.